Good afternoon. We are going to, well, first of all, we're upstairs instead of downstairs, which is a change for today. We're going to be doing a super short yoga practice as well as a yoga nidra. And I just have to find my notes for our yoga nidra so I can read it when the time comes. So as I'm finding that, I didn't share a playlist today because sometimes it can be a little bit distracting in yoga nidra, but if you have an instrumental track that you really like, feel free to play that. Here we go. And when we get to the yoga nidra portion, we are going to be lying for a little bit of time, 10, 15 minutes. So if you want to get a blanket to have on standby before we get started, you can do that. I am going to go grab mine. I'm going to go grab my kitty blanket so that I can be cozy, even though I'm going to be reading it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this quilt because this quilt is right here. So you can just put your blanket off to the side. We're going to start off with a short practice so that we can make sure that we're nice and warm and ready to settle down. Oops, sorry about that. So we're going to lay back. And what I'm going to do here for our practice is I'm going to do some really gentle stretches, something that you can do at night in bed or in the morning, but I would go for this more in the evening as a nice little way to chill out and get ready for sleep. So we're going to start the way that we normally do. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. And just take a moment or two to focus on your breath. As you do that, I have to adjust something quickly, so don't mind me. I'm not going to stay here long, just another few seconds. Then on the next exhale, let's draw one knee in towards the chest. Inhale as we extend back out. So I'm purposely choosing some poses here that you can do on your bed. Obviously, if there's already somebody asleep in your bed, you're not going to want to do these. But this is a great way to either finish the day or start your day. Maybe you have a little bit more time in your day right now. You can do a little bit more first thing in the morning. If you're like me, maybe you're waking up your usual time, but you don't really want to get out of your bed. Next time, let's bring both knees in. This could be a nice way to just gently bring yourself into the day. Making those oval shapes there with our knees one direction and then the other. Bringing our feet down to the floor. We're going to cross one ankle over the knee into our reclining pigeon. Staying here, or if you like, lifting the foot up. So we won't be doing any standing poses or even down dog. We're going to be doing all lying or seated poses here today because I really do want to make sure that these are ones that you can easily do right in your bed before you even roll out of it in the morning or, like I say, at the end of the day. Let's switch sides. Sometimes there can be something so nice about doing a few stretches, a few poses to start or end your day when you don't have to get up, change your clothes, or do anything. So you switch sides. Again, you can keep your foot on the floor or lift up. And then we'll uncross the leg and we'll come up into a seated position. I'm sure my hair is crazy, but that's all right. I'm getting used to it. Let's come into a seated butterfly. This headset doesn't do anything for my crazy hair either. So keeping the feet glued together, maybe hinging forward at the hip a little bit if that feels good for you. Back up nice and tall. Extending the legs, walking your fingertips forward. So this morning's class, the low impact class, I was so hot the whole class long. Then of course I got a bit sweaty and I wasn't going to change because I knew I was teaching this class, but I had to go change my shirt and put on a hoodie just before this one because I was so cold from sitting around my sweat for the last 2 hours. So bring our legs back in. And we're going to just hug one leg in. Inhale. Reach the opposite arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to turn to look over the shoulder. Slowly turning back to the front. We're going to switch sides. Bring the knee in, hugging in for a couple seconds. Then we're going to inhale, reaching that opposite arm up. Exhale, turn to look over the shoulder. Then gently back to the front as we come into our version of double pigeon. So here I have one leg in front of the other. Maybe it's okay for you to stack the legs one on top of another, ankle over knee, knee over ankle, ankle over knee. Get your body parts figured out here. So you can stay nice and tall. Maybe you want to put a cushion or a blanket or something in between your knee and your ankle. Or if it's okay for you, maybe you're coming forward a little bit. Slowly coming back up nice and tall, and we're going to switch sides. So you're going to have the opposite leg in front or on top. Now today, for some reason, I can feel a little bit of pulling in my knee the second I start to lean forward. So I'm going to stay back. Always important that you pay attention to how each pose feels in your body on any given day. Yesterday, I was able to do this no problem, but today, for some reason, it's a little bit twingy, so just need to pay attention. And then we'll slowly bring the foot down, extend the legs out. I'm going to turn to the side so you have a better visual. Feet are flexed. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, reaching forward. Relaxing your fingertips down, rolling your shoulders, keeping your chest lifted, your chest open. So I'm not rounding my back here, staying up nice and tall. And then we come back up and we're actually going to lower ourselves down to our mats. We're not going to cover ourselves in any blankets or anything quite yet. Soon, but not yet. We're going to extend one leg, give the opposite knee bent. Arms out to the side. You're going to press into the heel. And And you're going to start to lower that bent knee towards the opposite side, just as far as you can, keeping both shoulders squarely on your mat. If you want to intensify the stretch, you can look over the opposite shoulder and make sure that this leg isn't just hanging out in space. Either it's on the floor or your leg, or if you have a block or something, or you can bend it a bit more so that you can get it on the floor. Whatever works. And we very gently come back onto our back, square off our hips, extend that leg, bend the opposite knee in, arms out to the side, pressing through the heel to come up onto the hip, and lowering the opposite direction. Again, we really want to make sure that we keep our shoulder on our mat or bed, as it may be. And then slowly make our way back onto our back. And we're going to cross one leg over the other, just like you were sitting in a chair with your legs crossed. But we're going to bring our feet up. We're going to let our feet fall out to the side, maybe grabbing onto our shins or our ankle or the outside of our foot. Maybe rocking a little side to side. It's going to be up to you. And then we're going to switch. So you bring the other leg on top, hands on your shins, maybe your ankle or the outside of your foot. Much like with the double pigeon, I can feel this side is way tighter than the other. And then we'll bring the feet down. And we're just going to gently lift our hips, peeling one vertebrae at a time up and slowly lowering down, knowing that it's a little bit more challenging to do this on a bed. But we're generally just trying to get that range of motion. So not worrying too much. One more time. Man, I just yawned. And then we're going to come into a reclining or supine tree pose. So you're going to extend one leg out long. With your opposite leg, you're going to pretend that you're standing up and you're doing tree pose. So you either have your foot on the floor, on your shin, or on your upper thigh. I find in this position it's pretty hard to get your leg on your upper thigh. And then you can bring your arms out. So this allows you to really focus on that hip opening without worrying about falling over. So if you want to close your eyes, you certainly can. And then we're going to switch sides. So extend one leg, bring the opposite leg up. Oh goodness, I'm tiring myself out. And then we're going to transition into our Yoga Nidra. So before we start our Yoga Nidra, we need to get ourselves all cozy. So if you're able to lay down with your arms and legs outstretched, please do. If you think that you're going to find it a little bit chilly and you want to get a blanket, this blanket is completely covered in cat hair, like everything else I own, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put this on because I have been a little bit chilly. Any reason to use a blankie? And then once you've got yourself in position, you are going to close your eyes and focus on my breath. I am going to be sitting up because I do have to read this for you. So we want to lie on our backs in Savasana, final relaxation. Lie in such a way that your spine is aligned and your feet and arms are at a comfortable distance to your sides. It's best to have a thin pillow or something under your head if that makes you more comfortable, and a shawl or blanket over your body so you don't become cold. Allow your attention to move through your head and face, including the top of your head, forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheekbones, and nostrils. Be aware of the breath at the nostrils for several breaths. Then bringing awareness back to your head and face, noticing your mouth, jaws, gums, teeth, tongue, chin. Moving down neck and throat. Noticing your shoulders, your arms, elbows, wrists, hands, fingers, and fingertips. Feel as though you are inhaling from the tips of the fingers up to the shoulders and then exhaling back to the fingertips. Inhaling from the tips of the fingers up to the shoulders, and on the exhale, back to the fingertips. Again, inhaling from the tips of the fingers and then exhaling all the way back to the fingertips. Next, noticing your fingers, the backs of your hands, wrists, lower arms, upper arms, shoulders, upper back, and chest. Concentrate at the center of the chest. And exhale and inhale completely several times, thinking about the center of your chest and your heart area. Feel as though those inhales and exhales are coming to and from the heart. Next, noticing the stomach, abdomen, lower back, hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. As you exhale, exhale as if your whole body is exhaling, and inhale as if your whole body is inhaling. As you exhale, let go of all tension, worries, and anxieties. Inhale as if you are inhaling new energy, as well as a new sense of peace and relaxation. Inhaling new energy and a sense of peace and relaxation. Exhaling, letting go of tension, worries, and anxieties. Now moving your attention from the toes to the feet, ankles, calves, thighs, knees, hips, low back, abdomen, stomach, and chest. Concentrate at the center of the chest and exhale and inhale completely. Survey the upper back, shoulders, upper arms, lower arms, wrists, hands, fingers, and fingertips. Again, feel as though you're inhaling from the tips of the fingers up to the shoulders and then exhaling back to the fingertips. Inhaling from the tips of the fingers up to the shoulders and then exhaling back to the fingertips. Then move your attention from the fingers back through the hands, wrists, lower arms, upper arms, shoulders, neck, throat, chin, jaws, mouth, and nostrils. Be aware of the breath at the nostrils. Move your attention to the cheekbones, eyes, eyebrows, forehead, and the top of the head. Bring your attention back to the heart center and notice the motion of the abdomen and diaphragm, ribs, and chest. Notice the physical rise and fall of the abdomen. Notice that your breath is smooth with no jerks, no pause between breath, and that is quiet. And the speed is just the right degree of slow. Continuing to notice your breath. Let's allow the exhalation to elongate to a 2-to-1 ratio where you are exhaling for twice as long as you're inhaling. Now let go of the concern of elongating that exhale and allow the breath to become even slower and slower, but in a natural, gentle way, keeping your mind focused on the practice. Exhale as though you're breathing from the top of the head down to the base of the spine. And as you inhale as though you're breathing from the base of the spine up to the top of the head. Exhaling from the top of the head down to the base of the spine. Inhale from the base of the spine up to the top of your head. Imagine that the breath is flowing in a thin, milky white stream from top to bottom and bottom to top. It doesn't matter whether or not you literally see the stream with your inner eye, but know that this stream of energy is actually there in the subtle body. Let's slowly begin to bring our attention back outward from the stillness and silence through the awareness of the relative quietness of the mind, the awareness of the smoothness of the breath, and the stillness of the physical body. Bring the deep stillness and silence with you as you gently wiggle your fingers and toes, gradually moving as you wish, opening your eyes when you're ready. The practice of Yoga Nidra is complete. I hope you enjoyed our short practice here today. I don't really want to get out of my cozy little cocoon. If that was your first experience with Yoga Nidra, maybe you fell asleep, maybe you felt nothing at all. There's no right or wrong answer. It is what it is. But I hope you enjoyed that. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys on Thursday. Bye.